Hello! This is Percy the Small Engine, and you're listening to the Railway Series Book Club. It's magnificent. It's good, isn't it?
Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Railway Series Book Club, the podcast where we talk about the train books.
We do that. At least sometimes.
Every year.
I remember this.
Every year on my birthday. And that's right, fellas, we're recording this right off the heels of the most exciting announcement to come from the premiere of an unlikely fandom, that they found the old carriage prop.
It's true.
Yes, they
It's
did!
true.
They found the old carriage prop!
The old carriage.
It's so fucking awesome! Like, I remember this!
Yeah, it's like, I see it
Every year on my birthday.
On my birthday.
Every year on my birthday!
Exactly.
There it would be, the old carriage.
The old carriage.
This bit's so stupid.
I'm so happy that I'm so fucking happy.
And,
that it's,
you know,
it's safe and sound.
I
Thank
need
you,
to-
Thomas.
Yeah,
Thank you, Winston.
Thomas. Thank you, Winston. You know, I can really see that the both of you have had a really useful day. Thank you, guys. Thank you so
Oh
so
my
much.
god. If you want context, we're not gonna give it.
Yeah,
What-
join
what-
the Discord.
What do you
Join
mean?
the Discord.
You're not going to get context in the Discord, but you can join
we
it.
already gave
Yeah.
you context. We already told you that
Yeah.
they found the old carriage.
This is true.
Yeah,
That's all the context you need.
Yeah.
yeah.
Come on, keep up.
I love how many people liked those tweets.
Yeah, I love how many people just don't fucking get it.
Yeah, there was
Yeah.
somebody who was so fucking mad.
Yes.
Yeah.
Such a lust for the
carriage.
old carriage. Ooh! All right, what's the story today?
Right, well, we should probably introduce ourselves first. Hi, I am
Oh.
Jamie, the Queen of Sodor, hostess with the mostest, and hobby obsessed dweeb. Pronouns she, her.
It's okay that you're a dweeb, you're cute.
True.
My name is Vivian. Hello. I am a ghost. I'm gonna haunt you. I'm gonna do it. I'm in your house. I'm looking at you. If you ever see something mysteriously disappear, that was me. She, her.
Greetings. I'm Andrew, otherwise known as Andrew Von _Chairlord, of the website twitter.com.
If
But-
you call it X, we're gonna ban you from the Discord.
Yeah.
I am many things. I'm, what some may call a dream weaver, perhaps a visionary, plus actor, plus toxic yaoi enthusiast.
Oh, you
And
see,
I
it's
go
a
by.
drama.
They them. Well, you see, it's a drama.
It's very good.
It's very good. I act in it.
One of the best scripts I've ever seen.
What are we reading today, Jamie?
We are reading the fourth and final story in the 11th book of the Railway series, Percy the Small Engine. It is called Percy's Promise.
He's
Percy's
promising.
Promise.
Yeah.
I love
So,
it when he does
this-
that.
Yeah. We're entering the part of the stories in the Railway series that have really fucked up relationships to the TV series, mostly on account of season 2 being a hot fucking mess.
Yeah.
A hot mess of really long panning shots and increasingly baffling gluing.
Yeah, and, very bizarre production decisions. So, this story was meant to be...
Especially the gluing.
Yeah. This is one of 4 stories that were cut from season 2. The others being Doubleheader, Gordon Goes Foreign, and The Missing Coach. And this, I think, was, based on what behind-the-scenes info we have, got the furthest out of all of them with the exception of Missing Coach, because we actually have a shooting script for this, as well as, like, a preliminary script. And, like, the preliminary scripts for Gordon Goes Foreign and for Doubleheader are not particularly groundbreaking. Neither is the one for this. They're all basically just, transcribed Railway Series stories, and they probably would have, like, made edits to them as the need arose, and since they didn't actually make the episode, the need never arose. But this one actually got a shooting script that actually, like, blocked out how they were going to film each set, and they, planned enough of it to realize, you know what, this isn't gonna work out, let's just cut it. But fortunately later on, they decided to make it for season 3.
Yeah.
And
they
honestly,
gave it another shot.
Honestly, I think it's one of the better season 3 adaptations. And I think it also benefits from being in season 3 in the fact that they actually were brave enough to use water.
Yeah.
Which I
the
think
plan
they
for
do
season 2
fantastically in season 3.
Yeah, the season 3 water looks great. Season 2, what they were planning to do is use a combination of perspex and fine tissue and just cover up stuff with a lot of steam to make it look like there's water. And you know what? I feel like it works a little bit better that they used actual water.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Honestly, like, I feel like this story was the easiest one. Like, you can separate this from the rest of Percy the Small Engine relatively easily. Because, like...
You can.
Like, obviously,
Like,
the big thing is Harold, but they resolved that anyway, so...
Well, I think part of it is this is like, Percy and Harold have their race, and that works well as a big finale, I suppose, to the Percy stuff, because Percy gets to prove that he's not as out of it as the helicopter thinks he is. But I feel like this does work well as a conclusion, because Percy gets to have an act of heroism as opposed to an act of joyriding. And Percy and Harold get to work together rather than against one another, and I think that's nice.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I feel like the worst cutting this from season 2 really did was make the continuity in Percy Takes the Plunge kind of fucked up.
Yeah.
Which is more funny than anything else, so I mean, whatever.
I may be wrong, but, like, didn't they have, like, a little shed for Percy on the plan for the Old Harbor set?
They did. I believe that might have actually made it onto the set when they built it. I don't know for sure. I haven't actually looked at any photos since looking this up, but if anyone wants to play Hunt the Truck, then be my guest. Alternatively, we could just do it now, since I have the wiki pulled up anyway.
On the topic of the Old Harbor, I do think it's really funny that, like, they got it right that it goes under the main line, but got literally nothing else right.
I mean, I think it's a perfectly fine, like, set on its own merits. It's just, like...
Yeah.
It
looks pretty good. It's just nothing like the pictures.
It looks nothing like the pictures, and also, because of the way they did it, they had to do Percy Takes the Plunge on a different fucking set.
Yeah, I think it is a little bit fucked up that there is nowhere for boats to dock at this harbor, because it's just on a beach.
Like, what the fuck's even the point of it at this point?
Yeah.
Oh, is it?
I'm looking at all the photos of it on the wiki right now, and I'm not seeing a shed. So, maybe they didn't include it in the set. Oh man, do you think at some point we're gonna have to do Thomas and Trevor?
Probably.
Oh, probably, yeah.
Yeah, that's a weird one.
If you want to see us do Thomas and Trevor, tell us in the Discord.
Yeah, I have no idea how to account for it in, like, this season, since we already had, like, an extra episode, and I really want to stick to 26 episodes this volume, but, we can talk about it later.
Could be one for Railway Series Gaiden.
maybe we could, like, do it in fucking, Chris Audrey times, and, like, cover it with more about Thomas the Tank Engine. I don't fucking know.
Yeah, I could do.
It would give us something actually enjoyable to read during those books.
I mean, that's a bit of a stretch, isn't it?
I've
I'm
never
not really
read
all
it,
that
so
keen
I
on
don't
Thomas
know.
and Trevor.
Thomas
the
and Trevor
episodes.
is better than most of this shit.
I mean, yeah.
I mean, I feel like more about Thomas the Tank Engine is one of the better books.
It's one of the better
I prefer
books where all
Thomas
the
and
books are
Twins,
bad.
because that one's got Bill and Ben.
It does have Bill and Ben, that's true.
It does have Bill and Ben. Bill and Ben are great. I'd be lying if I said I wasn't quite partial to Henry and the Express and Wilbert the Forest Engine solely because I have a lot of nostalgia for, like, narrations of those stories. Also, also nostalgia for fucking Washout specifically.
Yes.
Because I saw someone's, like, you know, Trackmaster recreation of it as a kid, where it was like they used, like, wooden railway track to represent the bridge falling apart, and they just had the bridge go out from the washout by just, like, extending out the, like, supports far enough that the bridge fell through. I thought it was neat.
I remember the what's it? The Henry Blue remake of it from back in the day. That was
Maybe it was
cracking
Henry
stuff.
Blue. Henry Blue did one.
Yeah, it was in Double O.
O.
Yeah.
Okay, I don't know if I ever saw that one.
New hard drive article. In an attempt to make amends, I have ranked every personal attack on me by how accurate it is. By the guy who wrote that JRPG article, like, last week that everybody fucking hated.
Yeah, because it was, like, regressive slock.
Yeah.
It's
Hard drive
slop!
rarely misses, but they missed.
Yeah.
And they love it. Alright.
I think a lot about how Yoshi P was so fucking correct when he said that Western gamers treat JRPG like a slur.
Yeah, he was cooking.
What the fuck were we doing?
A mob of excited children poured out of Annie and Clarabelle one morning and raced down to the beach. "They're the Vicar's Sunday School," explained Thomas. "I'm busy this evening, but the station master says I can ask you to take them home." "Of course I will," promised Percy. The children had a lovely day, but at tea time it got very hot. Dark clouds loomed overhead. Then came lightning, thunder, and rain. The children only just managed to reach shelter before the deluge began.
Thunder, rain, and lightning.
Thunder, rain, and lightning.
Water rising.
Water rising.
Clamor, sirens wailing.
Sirens wailing.
It's such a bad
It's such a bad time.
I fucking love the word deluge. I wish the TV series kept that.
Yeah.
Honestly, yeah.
Also, this story feels like it starts very suddenly in the book when you're used to the TV episode.
It
Yeah.
does. The TV series adds a lot of, like... It adds its typical expository filler to the front of the episode.
Yeah.
It's got very nice visuals and music, but it is also just typical expository filler about the island of Sodor and holidaymakers and so on and so forth.
Yeah. It does have one of my favorite versions of Thomas's theme, though, so...
True. And we also see Edward with the Red Express coaches, which is very nice.
We see Edward with the Red Express coaches, and we see the arch on the Little Western, so...
We do. We also see B-roll of Thomas on Toby's tramway from Season 1, because gotta burn through it, I guess.
They still had it
Yeah.
laying around in the archives, and they were like, we need to do something with this.
Yeah. I wish they'd used some of the fucking B-roll they took of Percy on the tramway, because they only show a clip of it once, and it's in the Island song, and I really want to see more of it, because I always thought it looked really cool, seeing Percy pulled a good strain there.
Can I just say, this was, like, my favorite story, my favorite episode as a kid.
It was one of my favorites, too.
It is so
Yeah,
good.
I love this one.
this is definitely one of the very... I probably should have said this at the front, but this is probably one of the most iconic Percy stories.
Yeah.
I really like it. It's very fun. Something very interesting, I think, about this is that from the illustration, it kind of looks like Thomas is dropping off the Sunday school at the Knapford Harbor goods station.
Yeah.
And I guess it might kind of make sense because the beach is right next to it, but like surely there wouldn't be an actual path to the beach from the harbor quay, right? Like that feels like the kind of thing you need to get off the passenger station for. And not like, randomly go to the goods station.
Maybe there's like some steps down to the beach so that the workers could have their lunch and just sit on the beach.
Yeah, probably.
That'd be nice. Probably, I guess. But it feels very weird for the train to take them directly to the goods port.
Oh,
instead
definitely.
Of like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think this was Dolby believing that the little end, like the branch line station, just was at the harbor. You know?
Yeah, that would make sense, I guess.
If not the junction.
Yeah.
Speaking of,
Hey.
this is going to be the final story with any grunk.
Yes, it is! And there actually
Yeah.
isn't a whole lot of grunk in this one. There's like...
Yeah,
there's little
a
bits
couple
of grunk.
instances.
There's little bits of grunk, but it's generally very grunk-light.
Yeah.
Hey,
I feel like
by
the
the
most
way-
grunk on this specific page is Thomas's very tiny squished up one.
I will admit,
but even
I do
then,
quite...
that's just a little bit of jank. That's kind of... It's not necessarily down to train anatomy crimes.
Yeah.
I will say, I do very much like how Thomas is drawn here.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it is quite nice. For Dalby's last time drawing Thomas, it's pretty good. It's pretty
Wait,
good.
this is his last time,
This is the
isn't
last
it?
time Dalby...
Hey,
Wow.
by the way,
Yeah?
I didn't get to talk about the event this story's based on yet.
Oh, fuck!
Yeah,
Oh, no.
sorry, I should have
It's
done
okay,
that
we can
during the
talk about it
preamble.
now.
Okay.
It's okay, we can talk about it now.
Talk about it right now.
Okay, right now.
Right now!
So, this is based on an event where a train was stranded in 5 feet of water during the Norfolk floods in 1953.
Jesus.
It took place near Hunstanton, I believe, in Norfolk.
Can you send me the spelling?
I'll put it in the chat.
Yeah, that'd be Hunstanton.
Okay, Hunstanton, and okay, and I have a little clipping about it from the 13th February 1953 issue of Railway Gazette, which the Rev likely would have read and put on his little scrapbook of stuff to inspire stories. On January 31st, the 7:27 p.m. train from Hunstanton to King's Lynn left carrying a small number of passengers, including 2 very young children. The departure coincided with the tidal wave, and the train had only gone about half a mile before it was brought to a stand by the floodwater, which rapidly rose to a depth of about 5 feet. When the train did not reach Heacham, members of the operating staff set out to reach the train, but after many attempts they were unsuccessful. By this time, the engine fire was almost extinguished, but the engine crew, using the floorboards of the cab, managed to raise sufficient steam to propel the train clear of the water and back to Hunstanton before the engine failed completely at 2:45 a.m. The station master at Hunstanton gave the passengers tea in his house, and they left there by taxi for their destination at 3:45 a.m., appearing none the worse for their experience and expressing appreciation for the efforts made to release them. So, that's Percy's Promise really is a twist on the real event, isn't it? Because
Yeah.
in real life, the train got stranded and only just made up enough fire to get back to where it started from instead of just pressing on. So, little deviation there.
Interesting.
Yeah.
He's on
Yeah.
Deviant Art.
What?
Deviation. Haha.
If you just
Anyway.
heard a brief silence, there's meant to be cricket chirping sounds. Anyway. Yeah. Back to page 1. Just real quick. What the fuck was Thomas busy with? He never tells us. What does he know? Is he hiding something?
Well, the TV series gives me a fan theory that I will share when we get to it.
Okay. Interesting.
I mean, I can't help but wonder if he just really fucking hates the Sunday school and is like, hey, Percy, I'm going to be busy.
Busy! Yeah.
I'm going to be
Station master
busy.
says you can pull the train.
Busy, so busy, my wheels don't touch the ground.
Yeah. I'm gonna be, busy this evening. And, would you like to take this love?
And in Cloud would...
Oh yeah, okay, sure. I never ask questions.
Love to do that. Yeah,
And then Annie and
of
Clarabelle
course,
just...
I'll be down.
Thomas, what the fuck are you doing?
Oh shit, I just saw lightning.
Thunder, rain, and lightning.
Thunder, rain, and lightning! And there's the thunder.
Danger, water rising.
It's such a bad sign. Okay, so I ended up getting too distracted to rewatch the episode for this
Darn.
one today. But
That's okay, I wrote notes.
yeah, but something I've been a fan of since it was pointed out to me once by a dear friend, that the scene with Edward, Percy doesn't say a fucking thing to him.
Yeah.
He doesn't actually say anything out loud. Edward's just like, yeah, bad weather's due, best be careful out there, Percy. And he just sits there for 3 seconds and just fucks off.
Yeah.
And he's like, oh yeah, a promise is a promise, da-da-da-da, thought Percy. But, like, he thinks that. He doesn't
He thinks
fucking
that.
say
He doesn't
it.
actually say anything
doesn't
to Edward.
actually
He just
say it.
fucking leaves. I didn't consider that.
Not
That's
a
fucking
single
amazing.
remote sign of acknowledgement.
Also, what the fuck is Edward doing at the junction anyway?
He has nothing better to do.
Oh,
His boyfriend isn't allowed to show up this season.
Oh, damn. Fucking.
Wait, but he does?
Oh, true. Boko is in season 3.
Yeah. He's in it twice.
Yeah.
Where?
Don't be silly, and Vivian. Fucking one good turn in Heroes.
And James goes buzz buzz.
That
Oh
too.
yeah.
Isn't that?
Yeah.
Bet you
use
feel
it-
silly now.
I always feel silly.
Aw. The TV
That's
series
what happens when
also.
you happen to be in a circus.
Yeah. Something else the TV adds between Percy talking to Thomas and the weather getting worse for the children is Percy goes and talks to Harold because it's been a season and we need to reestablish Percy and Harold's rivalry.
Yeah.
I do think that actually giving Harold a role in this story prior to what the book does was a good choice.
Yeah.
Like, even disregarding the season gap, I think just, implying that he's gonna be there is smart.
Yeah.
Yeah, because he's in The Runaway, which honestly creates an interesting dynamic, because, like, the same story establishes Harold in both the books and the TV show, but then a different story follows up Harold's introduction with establishing that he comes to the rescue when his help be required. Like, in the books, it's, this story, and in the TV show, it's The Runaway.
Mm-hmm.
And that's interesting, I think.
Yeah.
Me too.
That is very interesting.
Yeah. It is a little bit of a shame because this is a significantly better story than The Runaway.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Like, I actually like this one.
I think the Runaway definitely needed a lot more Thomas and Duck toxic yaoi.
Listen,
Yeah.
listen, okay?
I'm listening.
My Thomas story library fixes the Runaway. Because it
Okay,
makes
well-
it an Annie and Clarabelle-centric story.
Oh,
That
that's
sounds fucking good.
Oh, that's goated, actually.
We will get into that if we do that story, like, and by that I mean if I can stomach listening to it long enough to not throw up.
Fine, now. Okay,
Read my Thomas story library. It's really good. No one appreciates it.
which story library volume does Runaway? Is it the Annie and Clarabelle book?
Yeah, it's Annie and Clarabelle.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense.
It's Annie and Clarabelle is a joint adaptation of Thomas and the Guard and the Runaway with additional focus put on the coaches.
Okay,
Cool.
And I think it's really good.
Yeah,
that sounds
that
good.
sounds awesome. We'll have to fucking look for that.
Anything else for this
Do we have anything else to say?
I don't think so.
Oh, wait, no,
Yeah.
Percy Watch.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, true.
I forgot about Percy Watch. I didn't even take notes for Percy Watch. Percy Watch, for this page, indicates that this is a solid Percy we see here, though his saddle tank seems to be asymmetrical.
Yeah, it
Shameful.
does. It's a little bit fucked up on the side behind his smoke box.
Little bit perpendicular.
That... Okay, yeah,
I think he should just kill her at this point.
shut up. Yeah.
I'm already dead. You can't kill me.
Also, his filler cap and dome are very, very small. That's a little weird. Other than
A
that,
little
it's an
bit.
okay Percy.
Yeah.
But Thomas's head coat is wrong. So that's another thing. Yeah, he's got light engine.
I'm
Oh,
light
dear.
engine because this train's so light it's barely even there.
I'm light engine because I'm about to go fuck off.
I'm about to fuck off
I-
and do, I don't know. Well, I don't know, taxes or something.
I'm so
Yes,
mad.
Percy, I'm very busy with my taxes. That's why I need you to collect
That's-
Annie and Clarabelle.
That's why I need you to collect Annie and Clarabelle later.
I'm so mad. I'm gonna go fuck my wife so I won't be so mad.
I'm so mad, I'm gonna go do my taxes so that way I won't be so mad. Annie and Clarabelle stood at the platform. The children scrambled in. "Can we go home, please, station master?" asked the vicar. The station master called Percy. "Take the children home quickly, please," he ordered. The rain streamed down on Percy's boiler. "Ugh!" He shivered and thought of his nice dry shed. Then he remembered. "A promise is a promise," he told himself. "So here goes." His driver was anxious. The river was rising fast. It foamed and swirled fiercely, threatening to flood the country at any minute.
Very good prose there.
Yeah.
Yes, very good prose, and also very, very good Percy on this page. He's a fucking sopping wet creature.
Absolutely. He's the little fucking sprinkle.
Yeah. I think it's a little bit sad that Annie and Clarabelle don't have a face on this page.
Yeah.
I
They
think
like
that would've been
never
nice.
have faces for some reason.
Yeah,
I
not
don't-
after
I don't
book
fucking get
4.
it.
Also, on
That's
the
fucked up.
topic,
I don't like that.
of sopping wet creature, one of my cats was a sopping wet creature today
Oh, what
Oh.
happened?
because he went out in the rain.
Oh.
Damn. What a fucking idiot.
Stupid little bitch.
The Rising Waters prose is very good, like we just said.
Mm.
Yeah.
I do wish we could have seen that properly in the TV episode, because as we
Yeah.
we don't actually get to see it in any visual adaptation, and it makes me a bit sad because I think it would have been cool
I mean,
to see
you
it
do
kind of season 5 style, kind of see a river rising in the rain and such.
I mean, you do see it rising, right? In the episode?
I don't fucking remember apparently.
I'll pull it up right now.
Oh, let's
Yay.
see. Like,
Percy's Promise. RSGCMA.
so, okay.
I prefer watching the RSGCMA uploads because, haha, funny. If they're not gonna let me have the HD classics on YouTube,
Yeah, it's rising.
then
Oh yeah, no,
I
you
need
do
the
see the
crustiness.
river rising in the episode.
Oh, okay. I'm just stupid then.
Everybody point and laugh at Jamie.
No,
Point and laugh and bully her.
no.
It's not super obvious if you're looking at Percy,
Yeah,
but
it's not super obvious. I think that's why I missed it. Like, he goes past the river, and the water's flowing, but it never visually registered to me as like, oh yeah, the river is rising. Like, it just kind of looks like, oh, there's the river.
it is a very well done effect, though.
Yeah,
It is. It looks really good.
Really
This is
nice.
a really good episode. Also, I completely fucking forgot to add a note about this here. I think I talked about it later just because of a later scene. But in the TV series, they give Percy a brake van for his train. For some fucking reason. That we'll talk about later.
Yeah.
Yes, we'll talk about it later.
And apparently, I only noticed this when I looked at the fucking gallery page for Doubleheader, or Time for Trouble, whatever the fuck, a while back for note-taking for the next book. But, Thomas, with Annie and Clarabelle and the brake van, can be seen in the opening shot from Time for Trouble.
Wait, what?
Yeah, it's in the fucking... The first shot of Time for Trouble is, Thomas pulling out of station with the consist Percy pulls here.
Oh shit.
Huh. That's unusual.
Yeah.
Very unusual.
Oh yeah, I pulled it up. Yeah, it is. Edward's there, too.
Yeah, with his coaches.
Same coach as he had in this episode.
Interesting.
Interestrogen.
I would go straight to Percy Watch, but to be honest, I'd like to talk a little bit more about the sky here. Actually, because I think this looks gorgeous. The way he's illustrated it. Like, the way the clouds especially are painted is just fucking great. Like, it looks proper gloomy.
It once again reinforces Dolby was good at painting literally anything except for trains.
Yeah. It is a sheer exemplification of the grunk theory. But that's it.
The grunk theory. Our new...
But that's just a theory. A grunk theory. Thanks for watching.
Oh, God.
I really like that Percy just goes, here goes, here.
Yeah.
Instead of,
true.
Instead of, like, you know, the TV version trying to story it up, I guess. It was, if that's the word I want to use for it. Or, like, drama it up, maybe. With, like a promise is a promise and I must keep it, or whatever the fuck. Yeah. No, I prefer the much more humble here goes. But, also...
He's gonna give it a go.
He'll give it a whack and put it on track.
Be good to your dad.
Be good to your dad, and he'll be good to you, son. Anyway, now, the point here was that it's part of a greater theme in the show, actually, of erasing Here Goes. Because they did it in Thomas Comes to Breakfast, and they did it in the episode of this.
Huh.
That's fucked up.
Shameful behavior.
What?
Absolutely shameful behavior.
What's wrong with Here Goes?
I don't fucking know.
Everything, apparently.
Maybe Rick Segelko is a fucking coward.
I mean, we already know that.
Yeah.
Because of, you know, Daisy not being in the episode that she's kind of meant to be in.
Yeah.
Daisy.
I don't know why I didn't just say Daisy not being in Series 3, but that would have been the...
Daisy, the diesel
rail car.
Daisy?
That's right, Thomas. Me.
Yeah, Daisy!
Yay!
Let's go!
Yay. The rain beat in Percy's face. I wish I could see, he complained. They left a cutting and found themselves in water. Oh, my wheels, shivered Percy. It's cold. But he struggled on. Ooh, he hissed. It's sloshing my fire. They stopped and backed the coaches to the cutting and waited while the guard found a telephone. He returned looking gloomy. We couldn't go back if we wanted, he said. The bridge near the junction is down.
Water jump scare.
Ah!
Ah! Ah!
So the TV series cuts Percy reversing away from the flooded track. So they just leave him there while doing all the things that they were supposed to be doing between water crossing attempts. Which seems counterproductive when they need to protect his fire.
Yeah.
It also cuts out the fact that the bridge that they'd just gone over was washed out, which is a little weird because it leaves open the question of, can't they just wait till it's safe before going onward? No, they can't, because they can't go back.
If they wanted.
Yeah.
What bridge, by the way, are they on about?
I don't know. I don't know what bridge they're talking about. I assume they might be talking about, like, the fucking, that one Percy goes over in the 5th illustration of Percy and Harold, maybe?
Like the little
That
one.
is a bridge. Yeah, the little one. Like, that
that's not
thing's
really-
fucking made out of stone.
That's not really near the junction, is it?
Yeah.
No, it looks like it's on the harbor line.
It is on the harbor line, yeah, but, like, proximity
So-
to the junction is questionable. I
But-
question it.
Are they at the junction or are they on the harbor line?
What?
I think they're operating in this story as if the harbor is the junction.
I'm
Yeah,
very
'cause
confused.
The harbor is at the junction, isn't it?
Yeah, but
Right?
like they're
Yeah, but they have to go on the little weird loopy line in order to actually get to the junction from there.
But they didn't get to the junction. They just
they're
went-
not.
Yeah,
They
because
set out from
they're
the
being
harbor.
stopped by the water.
Yeah, they set out from the harbor.
Yeah, and they're being stopped by the water,
So-
which means they can't get to the junction.
Yeah.
Why would they need to go to the junction? It would just be.
Because it's higher ground. Like,
I guess.
I don't know where the fuck they're trying to go.
Everybody,
Home?
you are witnessing a complete and total breakdown in communication on the Railway Series Book Club podcast.
What the fuck is supposed to be happening?
Listen, okay, so my understanding here, right, is that the little bridge that they passed over last story is meant to be on the line to the junction, and in this story, when they illustrate the harbor, they're meant to be doing the mainline junction station, but Dolby fucked up. Is what I think is going on here.
Okay.
Okay. But Percy was going to the harbor in that story, so...
He was, but like, Dolby's drawing the harbor station as if it's the station just in general, is what I'm saying.
Well, I'm trying to understand this story from the perspective of the text of the story rather than the illustrations. So, I mean, I guess it... I don't know.
Okay, so there are two stations at Knapford, right? There's the junction and the harbor, and the iOS book says it will be remembered that it was from Harbor Station that Percy took the children home during a cloudburst. Percy Small Engine 50 FF, I forgot what that stands for, and had to negotiate floods north of Tory Wreck on the way.
Wait, hold on. So, the harbor station is pretty much right next to the river, right?
Yeah. That's
And the
one-
main station is on the other side of the river.
Yeah.
So in order to get to the main station, they'd have to go over a bridge anyway.
Yeah.
Yes.
So it's probably just that one.
Probably. That's the bridge that went out. That is probably what happened, I guess.
I solved it!
Sure.
Yeah, but even then, it says that, you know, the...
It also just said that the floods were north of Toryrek, which... That's pretty far north.
Let's be honest. Okay, but to be fair, this is the storybook version of the real life event. It's not gonna be one for one, will it?
I mean, it's not one for one, but I'm not trying to ascribe the one for one events of the incident. I'm trying to figure it out on its own terms. This was not confusing before we had this conversation. So I think we're all just idiots.
Yeah, I think we're just stupid.
I think we might just be stupid, actually, yeah. But if we aren't stupid, then... Hey, let us know in the Discord.
If we aren't stupid, then kiss me on the mouth. I guess.
I'll take care of that, thank you very much. Wait, okay. According to the wiki, the station Percy's at the end of this story is Elsbridge.
Okay.
Are they just saying that because that's what's in the TV episode?
You know what? Probably.
Well, there we go. Fucking TV bias.
TV is Teasel.
TV's Teasel.
I don't have anything else to say about this page.
Yeah, me neither.
No. I need to.
Oh no, Percy went in the water. That's a very iconic scene.
Yeah.
I guess. We got into the weeds of this so much that we haven't even fucking talked about the meat and potatoes of the episode, which is Percy go into water.
Yeah.
And I guess that's partially because we don't actually see it in the illustration, so that for me kind of like, fucked me up a bit.
I will say,
yeah,
go ahead.
It's cool. I really like that scene.
Yeah.
I wish they had the actual reversing and such.
I definitely think being in a more visual medium, and not to say books aren't with pictures, but something we can actually see movement and stuff, I definitely think enhances this story.
Definitely, yeah.
Because the rain and the actual actually seeing him go into the water and the fucking music.
Yeah, the music's really good.
Yeah.
I love the fucking
Yeah.
Storm remix of Percy's theme.
I remember when I was hanging out with friends in Pennsylvania a few months back. When we were driving home during a very concerning deluge, we actually did listen to this to the music that plays here in the episode.
Hey.
That's fucking awesome.
As a bit.
Sure.
And then the Gallantal engine version, and then I think the complete instrumental for Toby and the Flood was put on as well. I don't remember, but I think it was done expressly to record a video to send to the group chat.
For the
or
bit.
maybe not. I don't remember. For the bit.
For the shit.
For the shit.
For the clip.
Join the bowel movement.
For the clit. That's why I do everything.
The fireman went to the guard's van carrying a hatchet. "Hello," said the guard. "You look fierce." "I want some dry wood for Percy's fire, please." They broke up some boxes, but that did not satisfy the fireman. "I'll have some of your floorboards," he said. "What? My nice floor?" grumbled the guard. "I only swept it this morning." But he found a hatchet and helped. Soon they had plenty of wood stored in Percy's bunker. His fire burnt well now. He felt warm and comfortable again.
They hurt Clarabelle.
She deserves financial compensation for this.
So, okay, I'm willing to extend an olive branch to this scene. Solely because Clarabelle does not exclaim, "Ow, you are hurting me." I feel like, I definitely wish Clarabelle had the line that the guard had instead of the guard talking. Because it would have, it would have made it funny for her to be like, "Oh, fine, but I had them swept this morning. Tisk tusk." Or whatever.
Yeah.
Like, Clarabelle should have had some kind of line during this scene.
She absolutely should have.
Do they even name
But I'm
them?
willing to defend it as them not actually hurting her, because I feel like floorboards... Well, first of all, they're probably, like, picking up the floorboards and removing them from her body before doing anything to them. But, like... And not, like, just taking an axe to her and swinging away. But also, I feel like floorboards are not such an integral component of the coach that them being taken out or damaged would hurt Clarabelle. Like, I feel like they'd... Like, if I had to compare them to anything on a human body, they'd be like fucking toenails or whatever. I guess with coach they'd be more like fingernails.
I hate that.
And I guess with Audrey's effeminate, like... I suppose with Audrey's effeminate coding of coach, it'd be more like fingernails. But like, you know what I mean? Like, it's not a big deal if you have a job that needs doing and your nails get in the way and it's like, oh fuck, I gotta trim my nails real quick so that way I can, like, grip this properly.
Yeah.
I hate the idea of Percy saying, "Oh no, my fire's getting weak. Clarabelle, give me your fingernails."
I only swept them this morning.
I just had a manicure.
I
just had them done.
I will also say, I think it's really funny that the fireman just walks up to the guard carrying a fucking axe.
Yeah, that's why he says, "Oh, you look fierce."
Yeah, it's so good.
Yeah.
It's such a good fucking line.
He just fucking waltzes up, like... like, slapping the back of it on his hand, like...
Yeah.
Blank expression.
I love that kind of line.
So the TV series in season 3, as we alluded to earlier, adds the random brake van to the train so that they can steal nail clippings from a non-sentient object.
Yeah.
Imagine if it was the spiteful brake van.
Oh, that'd be so fucking funny.
Like that fucking bit we had of him constantly coming back. But it's just... In this, they put him on Percy's train and they just steal his floor.
Yeah! Why you gotta take away my manicure, man? That's not what the spiteful brake van sounds like.
It could be.
If you want.
I think that turned into more of a hippie than a spiteful brake van.
That did turn into hippie voice. That was weird.
I blame having watched Cars 2006 recently on that. I watched the entirety of Cars 2006 recently because someone on Twitter Blue posted it. Just the entire film. And I decided, you know what? I'll watch it. And you know what? I forgot how much I actually really liked that movie.
Yeah?
It's a good-looking film. It's a good narrative. I enjoy how silly it is.
The main thing I like about it is just the 60s weren't good to you, were they?
They really weren't.
And also, it's not very funny, but I think about he did what in his cup?
No, that is funny. What the fuck do you mean that's not very funny? That's hilarious.
He did what in his cup?
He did what?
See, the main thing I think of with Cars now is the fucking bit in the Snapcube Puyo Puyo Tetris videos where they do a bit of Mater just driving up to McQueen and saying, "What the hell?" Just completely unprompted.
That's really fucking funny. Also, speaking of the TV series, I meant to say this a second ago, but I got distracted by Cars. Apparently, according to the leaked shooting script for the Season 2 version of the episode, they were still going to use the original premise of Clarabelle's boxes and floorboards being used. They were going to have, like, a little a little sequence in which it fades between shots of the little figures cutting up pieces of wood and stuff.
Yeah.
That sounds like it would have been really charming, and also potentially YouTube poop fodder, as a man takes an axe to the coach.
Yeah,
I think they wouldn't have taken it to the coach because it'd just be outside. But the whole thing. I already said earlier, but it's a much closer script to the original episode than what we got in season 3. With the exception of Percy having his own little shed he sleeps in at the New Harbor. And I do wish that they had kept that to an extent, because I think it would have been really funny if they just decided, okay, well, Percy has his own shed at the harbor, that's where he's gonna sleep forever, kind of like how they just decided that Toby just has to sleep at Arsdale End forever in the TV series because they made that shed set for him.
You know what?
What?
I think that them doing the Percy's shed thing, right? I think that's a Johnny Morris reference, or that was them doing it because Johnny Morris on the very last page of his narration of this story makes reference to Percy going to his shed.
Oh. Interesting.
And they could have misconstrued that as being, okay, Percy has a shed at the harbor. But then why would he go back to where he started from?
Percy just trudges back through the water to go to sleep.
Well, no, I mean if that's where he took the train to, then why would he go back to the harbor?
Also, can I say, I really like the effect of the water dripping down from the roof.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's real good.
This is a really nice illustration.
Yeah, I like it a lot. The people are actually kind of in scale for once.
Yeah.
Sort of.
The wheels on
Clarabelle is very red. It might just be the scan I'm looking at.
It's definitely the scan. She's quite orange in my complete collection. No, that's red-ish.
Yeah, I guess Dalby must have accidentally made Annie and Clarabelle red because the reference coaches he had were red. But on the plus side, it does kind of feed into my obsession with I say obsession. It's my belief that I feel like Sodor's non-Annie and Clarabelle or Henrietta or whatever rolling stock should all be painted up in the 1948 BR Coach stock colors, because I really like that they have the dividing thing where it's non-corridor stock is just crimson, and then corridor stock is crimson and cream. I think that looks really nice. That's a good way of denoting what's corridor or not, and as an extent, gives sort of a natural division between, Gordon's express trains or whatever, and the suburban trains that be pulled by Henry and Edward without just having the shitty little red four-wheelers.
Yeah.
I don't know. I still think Annie and Clarabelle and Henrietta should be the kind of orangey brown that they are traditionally associated with, but I just really like the coach colors BR settled on at first, and I'm kind of sad that they decided to go back on it later on, because it just kind of made things look really unorganized between the regions, and that's really silly.
It was a good decision that BR made. They couldn't have that.
Yeah.
Also, so I didn't mention it earlier, but well, I might have. I don't quite remember. But so the My Thomas Story Library version of this book actually does keep the reference of the bridge.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Because they are weirdly faithful to the books in that series. And I think that's cool.
It is cool, because you get stuff like Blue Donald and Douglas.
Yeah. Also, so the Percy book in Story Library is a combined adaptation of this and Percy and the Signal.
Right.
So they string those two together into one long story, and they have a little ending scene after this, which is which is James and Gordon being really impressed with Percy and being like, "Oh my god, you're so cool! You went through the fucking water. You're fantastic and great."
That's really funny. like Gordon James is like, what? Wow, you went through the water. That's really cool.
You're so fucking cool.
Percy, I must say that you're a very cool little engine.
You are very
I have your
epic.
I must say, Percy, you are very cool and epic and boggers.
I think that you're dope AF.
I think you're epic.
You're my little pug champ.
Now come here.
Basically, it's just like, they're like, "Oh my god, you did so cool. You know what? I know you were fucking with us every day for months, but you know what? We forgive you. You helped those kids out. Good for you."
Yeah. I feel like that's definitely reality as Percy would envision it. Whereas in reality, they would, Percy would tell them about that, and James would be like, I fucking hate kids!
I hate kids and I hate you! And Gordon wouldn't say anything, so Percy assumes that, like, he's let it go, but Gordon is still mad at him to this day.
Gordon was fucking sleeping through Percy's story.
Gordon goes to sleep whenever he hears Percy speak.
Oh, it's Percy. This is a good time to take a nap. I don't need to listen to him.
Oh, we have fun here.
Yeah.
Me too. Next page?
Yeah, I'm good to move next page.
Yeah, next page. I've got... No.
Actually,
Last one.
wait.
Last thing.
Mhm.
What?
Yeah?
You go first, Vivian.
Okay, so I just remembered, so I remember hearing at one point that, like, water in a hot firebox will, like, really fuck it up. Like, to the point where they have to, like, replace it. So, like, after this, does Percy just have to go to the works for, like, 3 months?
I wouldn't be surprised. I have not done a terribly high amount of research into it, but it would make sense. Because generally when you dip a very hot metal thing into water, the like, temperature flash that would happen would be kind of violent, and with the heat needed to, like, raise steam for a steam engine in a firebox, it would kind of, like, there would probably be some fucked up warping of the metal somewhere, I think. I don't know. I don't know enough to say for sure, but that sounds right.
Well, everybody rest assured that after this story ended, no one saw Percy for 3 weeks.
Yay!
The Fat Controller sent him to Bournemouth to get better.
The Fat Controller sent him to hell.
And then he got stabbed in Bournemouth. I mean, what's the difference? Like...
I don't know enough about Bournemouth to know if that's accurate.
Well, the muff is born there.
That's true.
I see.
What were you gonna say, Andrew?
I have a note written for this page that says, imagine if they'd made a hatchet prop in the show just for this scene. Just imagine.
That would have been so fucking funny.
Like
clearly
I've
they were
pictured
going
the
to,
shot of the
because that was the
fireman,
plan.
like, knee deep in the water. Like, hey, I need your floorboards. But that'd be the same as him just holding a fucking axe.
That would be so fucking
Where
funny.
did he even get it?
In Percy's cab, duh.
Why did he have an
Yeah, I
axe in
guess
the
he-
cab?
In case of shit like this! Gotta be prepared! Oh yeah, come on. But, like,
Yeah, that's why Percy has his fucking shovel rack in the back, On
Yeah,
his bunker.
he's
His
got that
shovel
thing
rack,
on him.
His famous shovel rack.
Shovel rack.
My famous, definitely real shovel rack.
Yeah.
You wanna know something, Percy? You're a real shovel rack. I know, I've got one!
No, you don't.
It's the equivalent to, like, people calling dick havers dicks
Yeah.
when they've got one. No, I actually think it's really interesting, the way it doesn't quite do what actually happened here. Because, like I said before, they used the floorboards from the engine's cab to get the fire going again.
Maybe Percy doesn't have floorboards.
He would have floorboards.
I don't know enough about train floorboards. I'm sorry.
They do have floorboards.
Okay.
Boards of floor.
Harrison Ford on the floorboards.
I see.
It was a movie. Oh dear, thought Percy sadly. Harold's come to laugh at me. Bump! Something thudded on Percy's boiler. Oh! He exclaimed in a muffled voice. That's really too bad. He didn't throw things. His driver unwound a parachute from Percy's indignant front. Harold isn't throwing things at you, he laughed. He's dropping hot drinks for us. They all had a drink of cocoa and felt better. Percy had steam up now. Beep, beep. Thank you, Harold, he whistled. Come on, let's go.
Thank you for your recreation of motorboating someone, Andrew.
That was Harold's engine. It says buzz,
Yeah, that's Harold the
buzz,
helicopter,
buzz
you
in the text. Do you think it would not be nearly as interesting if I just said buzz, buzz, buzz than actually making the fucking noises?
No, it was very well done.
Vivian, you fucking...
I am an artiste.
Andrew, can you add the fucking G-Witch gif of me or Renee, like, flicking
Yeah,
cement?
I got you, bro.
Funny joke. Everybody bullies me.
You have not been bullied once this episode.
Every single person is your enemy.
I'm quitting this podcast. Everybody's mean to me.
No!
Gets criticized once, fucking dies.
So this is the first instance recorded of Harold doing anything vaguely search and rescue related. Which, like, as we detectived last time on podcast, is because Harold's supposed to be a Coast Guard helicopter, and I guess this is kind of like the coast. So
Yeah.
Harold's going in to help.
Yeah.
And I already talked about earlier how, like, they still managed to get a rescue-flavored incident involving Harold in Season 2, despite dropping Percy's promise, because they had the runaway where Harold helped out.
Yeah.
So, like, I still think that's really neat. And they also added dialogue for Harold in the TV series, which I think was nice. I think...
It's nice when Harold actually gets to speak.
Yeah. I still think it is very funny when he's just, it's just implied that he's been, like, just talking in pilot lingo to top him, during this whole operation.
Yeah.
But, it would be cool to, have Harold have an actual line where he's like, "Tally-ho, Percy, here's a lunchbox."
Tally-ho, Percy.
Here's my Phineas and Ferb lunchbox.
Check this out, isn't it really cool? Oh shit, I've just dropped it.
I actually did have a Phineas and Ferb lunchbox for a long time.
Whiz out. Oh god, I'm trying to remember if I had one or not. I think I might have done.
I had this
no, I
one.
don't think I did. That's pretty cool.
I really like.
Good to be of service.
You go.
I was gonna say I like Harold. I'm glad he's here.
Yeah, I like him too. I really like that
Harold.
what he gives to the crew is hot cocoa.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they can just, like, have a nice relaxing sip and wait for the fire to build up. It's really cute.
Yeah.
Cocoa's good.
Hot chocky.
It's getting to the time of year where, it's cold enough to where just making cocoa for the hell of it. You know?
If this episode has gone out on time, then it will be Christmas times. So
Have a
that's
nice
topical.
hot cup of
the hot
cocoa.
Yeah. If this episode's not going up on Christmas times, then, well.
If it's not, and it isn't Christmas, like Christmas hasn't happened yet, we hope that Christmas is good. If Christmas has happened yet, we hope it was good. Please send me everything that you get that has monetary value.
What?
I'm dying.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
If you're already dead, though.
Yeah,
Be silly.
but like, I'm dying can still equate to I have bad cough.
Oh, yeah. That is true.
Ghosts can still die.
Yeah, we go to ghost hell.
Yeah, that's why. Like, why do you think ghost-type Pokemon can faint?
If ghost type Pokemon couldn't die, then ghost types would be the only type anyone would ever use in a Nuzlocke.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, true.
I feel like that should be someone's clause for a Nuzlocke, is if you use a ghost type, then they're already dead, so the rules don't apply to them.
Eventually just becomes a normal Pokemon playthrough.
Yeah. Well, at that point, the meta is just mono ghost.
Speaking of, hey everybody, if you like Pokemon, watch Pokemon Friendlock Season 3. Finish now. It's very funny.
Okay. I don't have much else to say on this page other than that, it's very cute that
I love-
Miles is giving them hot chalky. And I love Percy's indignant face.
The
I
art's
like
really
Percy
good.
peeking out from the tarpaulin. Yeah, this is actually quite a nice picture. There's some weird jank with the perspective and like scaling of the people relative to the coaches because
But
you
when
can
isn't
see
there?
like, yeah,
Yeah.
it's part and parcel for Dalby. But Tiny Harold flying away, that's always fun.
Yeah.
It's a solid
Next
Percy on this page.
Unlike the next page.
Yes, unlike the next
Unlike-
page.
Yes, I'm
He's a
excited
weird
to talk
little
about
worm
that
on the next page, but
I'm excited to talk about the next page.
let's not jump the gun. Okay. The water lapped his wheels. Ugh, he shivered. It crept up, and up, and up. It reached his ashpan, then it sloshed at his fire. Percy was losing steam, but he plunged bravely on. I promised, he panted. I promised. They piled his fire high with wood and managed to keep him steaming. I must do it, he gasped. I must, I must, I must. He made a last great effort and stood, exhausted but triumphant, on rails which were clear of the flood.
Disgusting little slug.
There's the green caterpillar with red stripes.
There he is. There
It's
he
gotta be
is.
this one.
It has to
It's
be this
gotta
one.
be this one. But I'm gonna blow your fucking minds real quick, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Tank Engine Man reveals something fucking crazy about
Oh.
the whole green caterpillar thing that's been widely misconstrued throughout the years and then just sort of telephone gamed, right? And it's that he did object to the way Dalby drew Percy, but the particular wording when Wilbert wrote to Dalby was, I beg, pray, and exhort you not to make Percy look like a green caterpillar with red stripes. So it wasn't...
Beg,
it-
pray. He's fucking desperate.
It's so fucking funny. Please stop fucking up drawing my OC!
I know I should have hired Gerald Robotnik. That's a throwback to before we started recording tonight, everybody.
Yeah, you don't get the
You're not getting
context of that
context.
one.
There's
You
a
don't get the
there's
context.
a tweet somewhere on my Twitter. Go looking for it if you want the context.
Yeah.
Go on your fucking scavenger hunt. But yeah, like, the fact that it wasn't, I hated him because he drew Percy like a green caterpillar with red stripes. That was instead, please do not fucking draw him looking like a green caterpillar with red stripes, is just the tiniest bit of nuance that changes the whole game.
Wait, hold on, everybody. I'm so sorry to interrupt. Gonzo is hosting the Game Awards.
What the
What?
fuck?
What the fuck?
Gonzo is hosting the Game Awards!
Why?
Because it's Gonzo!
I mean, I guess.
By the time this episode is out, the Game Awards will likely have already passed. So, I'm gonna say right now that Gonzo will probably be the only entertaining thing about it, apart from the jokes that the people I watch make.
Probably. That said, if they do announce a Kino video game there, I will be very excited.
I want to hear Gonzo say Fortnite.
I don't know what the fuck they could announce at the Game Awards that I would expect.
Wait, I need to hear Gonzo say
Some,
Among
like,
Us.
Like AAA shit. Oh yeah, that too.
I need to hear that too. Like, I mean, honestly, it's mostly gonna be AAA shit, and I'm not interested in AAA shit. I just like my weird Nintendo games.
Also, Vivian, he's not hosting.
I don't care.
He'll be presenting.
What the fuck's the difference?
There is a big difference. Jeff Keighley is the host as always, right? No, wait, hold on. No. This has potential for something, right? There's high potential for capers and shenanigans that would lead to Gonzo squaring up with the Bill Clinton kid.
I don't want to see the Bill Clinton kid again. I didn't find that funny.
Yeah, that's fair.
I do find Gonzo funny.
I do find Gonzo funny.
Gonzo is extremely funny. I need him.
I would find whatever would happen should the Bill Clinton kid appear funny. If that makes sense.
I'm sorry for interrupting.
Gonzo killing him.
The fucking train of thought for this. I was very excited.
Well, of course you were. It's Gonzo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love Gonzo.
What were you saying, Andrew?
Well, just that, the tiniest detail in the like wording of the whole green caterpillar with red stripes thing, changes the game completely. That it wasn't, oh, I hate this guy because he made Percy look like this. It was, I was begging this guy not to make Percy look like this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, that's like a really, really interesting tiny nuance that, like, like I said, changes the game fucking completely.
Yeah.
I was just saying, he should have hired Gerald.
Yeah, he should have.
Gerald wouldn't fuck it up.
But there's something else interesting about this picture, right?
Oh.
And it's that the fat controller's in Harold's cockpit.
Yeah.
Yes, he is. I fucking love that.
I didn't even notice that till I was looking at it a little bit ago. Like,
yeah.
While I was reading one of the other pages.
I noticed it. I noticed it when I was taking notes, but after I got to the next page, and I was like, oh wait, yeah, obviously, because like I assumed that it was, since he brings Topham on the next page, like, and I forgot about that, I just removed the note because I felt stupid.
Well, I think it's very excellent foreshadowing to have little Topham hat, kind of, or I guess not Topham hat, Richard hat, Richard hat. Fuck.
Charles.
Charles. Fuck.
Just a tiny glimpse of Charles.
He is so short.
Little bit of Charlie poking out of Harold.
He is
also
so
Harold's
short.
big goober face.
His face is very nice.
He looks like a refrigerator.
He does. I appreciate that he has eyebrows, because I really wish that he had eyebrows in the TV series.
Yeah? I kind of like that he doesn't. I don't know, there's...
I don't know, I feel like it's to his detriment in CGI, because he's just
It absolutely is in
worst.
CGI. Like, but for like the, but, in the old show, in ye old model train show, it's I like it. I think it's what's
it's fine, I guess.
There's
but, I don't know. It makes him look very like devoid of expression in a lot of instances, and I feel like that works fine for Harold most of the time, because it's not like he's a super expressive character in most of those stories. But like, I don't know. I feel like it's just a bit limiting in his face, and then the fact it stuck around to the CGI era meant that he's just doomed to be ugly, because honestly, even before CGI, I think the new model they made of him in, like, fucking Season 8 or whatever looks terrible.
Yeah, it does.
Like, I think that's part of why CGI Harold looks so bad, is because it's based on that. 'Cause it's a lot more square. It's a lot lumpier. It's not as good.
Mm.
Yeah, fuck Lumpy Sweep, let's fucking go.
Lumpy Nation going international.
Yeah. I don't have much else to say about this page.
No, I think I'm good to finish it up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's very
I
cool,
think I'm good
Percy
too
going
as well.
back in the water. Iconic train, iconic scene. I again fucking love the music as he keeps going.
Yeah.
And when he gets out of the water and just kind of keeps on chugging along with like the weird little like fucking mud detailing on his side that makes it look like the water went a lot higher than it actually did.
Yeah. They just stuck some shit on his side and was like, alright, that'll do.
That'll do. Let's go.
No, I really love this illustration, actually. Like, grunky caterpillar Percy notwithstanding, right? I just think it's really, really nice. It's a very charming piece. And the
sky is beautiful.
the sky is gorgeous. The sky being reflected in the water is great. Like,
it's really nice that you can like see.
It's really, really nice.
You can see the clear sky from the storm passing over in the distance.
Yeah, exactly. And it's representative of this being a big turning point in the story. That, like, yeah, Percy is the light at the end of the tunnel is showing up, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I am
He's getting
admittedly
near the
a
end.
little bit sad that they didn't have it so, excuse me. They didn't have it so that, the light is shining on the side of the water that he's aiming for. I feel like that would have been really good.
That would have been really good, but, you know, that would have also been,
It still
like...
looks nice anyway.
It looks
It still looks
fantastic.
nice.
It's just that stupid...
You know, they would have had to block the page out differently.
Yeah.
And you know what?
Yeah.
I love the
what
way the
about
page
all
is. Like, I have no problem with it. I just stupid fucking, like, representation bullshit part of my brain thinks it would have been cool.
Yeah.
No, it's not stupid. I think visual symbolism like that would be cool. It's just, you know,
Yeah.
it's fine.
Also, I just really like the way you can see the submerged track as well.
Yeah.
Oh, yes, that's very good. I also like that apparently the entire fucking countryside is flooded. Some river.
Where even is the river?
Wouldn't that be the elves?
Yeah, but, like, where is it in this picture?
I don't fucking know.
Maybe it's
Probably
somewhere
somewhere to the
fucking-
left.
Yeah, you know, somewhere off panel.
He rested to get steam back, then brought the train home. 3 cheers for Percy, called the vicar, and the children nearly raised the roof. The fat controller arrived in Harold. First, he thanked the men. Harold told me you were a wizard, Percy. He says he can beat you at some things. Percy snorted. But not at being a submarine, he chuckled. I don't know what you've both been playing at, and I won't ask. But I do know that you're a really useful engine. Oh, sir, whispered Percy happily.
Like, this is, like, one of the best endings to any story, I think.
It
Yeah.
is. You know, I really like that the TV series adds Thomas to Percy's reception and has him say that line, "You kept your promise despite everything."
Yeah, the
one that was
used in all the fucking DVD trailers.
Yeah. And, like, I can't... On this watch
You
through...
kept your promise, despite everything.
On this watch through, I couldn't help but look at that scene and think, didn't you say you were busy, Thomas?
So,
That's
What the
true.
fuck are you doing here?
so my theory here is that this is
here?
this is the genesis of Thomas and Henry's fish train
You
Ponzi
know
scheme.
what?
Oh, true.
I actually, you know, when you said that you had a theory earlier, my mind harkened back to
The fish
that
laundering
theory.
train.
The fish laundering trains, yeah.
Yes, Thomas and Henry's fish laundering train from Series 5, where I'm certain that I've shared this on the podcast before, but in case you're a new viewer, So me and a friend a couple of years ago watched Something in the Air, and in that episode, Thomas leaves from the fishing village, encounters the washout, heads to the docks. Henry then leaves from the docks, going back towards the fishing village, with the same trucks that Thomas brought. So, I have this fan theory that Thomas and Henry have been shuffling this single train of fish back and forth along this single bit of track for months, and that's why Percy's so fucking busy in Series 5. So this is Thomas testing the water to see if he can start ditching his work on Percy.
I fucking love this. I fucking love that theory so much. It's so fucking funny.
The reason that you never see them doing it after Something in the Air is that they got caught.
Yeah, exactly. Engines don't swim, Henry.
Also, what the fuck have you been
deliver
doing
fish.
with this fish?
What are you playing at?
What are you
What
doing
are you
here?
doing here?
What are you doing here? I fell in the sea, sir.
I can see
I
that.
can fucking see that.
Why did you know what you were doing on the line to the fishing village, you moron? Oh.
I was trying to find something special.
You're not Choby.
You're not. I mean, hey, I'm glad you're not Choby, but
Gotta
Hey.
hate that guy.
fuck, man, I just hate Choby.
Man.
Ah.
Now that I brought him up, I really don't feel like dealing with you anymore. I need you to go fuck with Joby.
Go fucking, I don't know, just do something.
Go to the smelters.
You can stay in the
Go,
water,
go,
that's
go
fine.
to your shed. Go to your shed.
But sir, I'm in the water.
I'm on a fucking barge, sir.
Yes, well,
Well,
Yeah, just go to, okay.
just get going!
don't care plus didn't ask plus L plus ratio.
Yeah, get to it.
God,
Fucking loser.
I hate you.
Not as much as I hate Choby.
God, do I hate
I
you.
love Harold's silly pilot lingo.
Yeah, it's really good.
Yeah.
I'm big got really out of
However,
hand.
however, TV series problem here, right?
Mm-hmm.
Lost in translation sort of thing. I and many others who grew up with the US dub simply assumed that Harold was actually calling Percy a wizard.
Yes!
And I didn't realize
Because George
till
Carlin doesn't put the right emphasis
he
on
doesn't
the
put the right
words.
emphasis on it. You were a wizard, Percy, or whatever, right? Something like that.
Yeah, he says it very matter-of-factly as opposed to being like, I don't know what the fuck this means, so, wizard?
Yeah. Wizard, whatever the fuck that means.
Harold told me
Anyway,
that you
you're
were
cool.
very good at Wizard 101.
Alright,
Harold.
you gonna hop on?
Harold tells me your favorite Beyblade is Wizard Arrow. So here it is.
Harold told me you're a big fan of
Put Wizard
the
Arrow on the
Wizard.
screen. Put Wizard Arrow on the screen.
Yeah, okay, I'll put Wizard Arrow on the screen.
Thank you for putting Wizard Arrow on the screen.
This isn't gonna be another fucking jet fuel tanker bit.
It's not. Don't do that to yourself.
Don't do that to yourself, but also, oh my god, I love that bit so much.
Yeah.
Yeah, he doesn't put the right emphasis because he just says, Harold told me you were a wizard.
Yeah.
So, like, it literally says, he says a wizard.
As opposed to you were a wizard?
Harold told me that you were a wizard, Percy. But I'm not transphobic, sir. Do we have anything else?
No, it's a good ending. I really like it. This is a good story. This is a good book.
Yeah.
Yes, I think
It's also
I
a
think
pretty
it's
good
just
Percy.
Yeah, this is a I think this is Percy Watch declares this being perhaps the most solid Percy in the book, or like
Yeah.
I think one of the best. His book is a little short, but like fine.
Yeah.
It's just a good
It's
Percy.
it's the one on the cover.
Yeah, it's the one on the cover of the, like, quote-unquote normal editions. Whereas the, 98 has the one from Duck Takes Charge.
I tried to Google.
Which is also a very good Percy.
I tried to Google Percy the Small Engine just to make sure I was right that it's on most editions and not just the one I have. And I scroll down to the images, and one of the first things I see is All Engines Go Percy on the Loathsome Characters wiki.
What?
Apparently there is a Loathsome Characters wiki, and Go Percy is on it.
That
I can't
sounds
say I
like the
blame
kind
them.
of wiki made up by people who just want to have a wiki to fuck around and make pages on,
Yeah.
as opposed to any kind of academic
Yeah.
desires.
Has literally no value to anyone.
Yeah. Like having a separate wiki for All Engines Go, despite the fact the main Thomas wiki now has continuity delineations.
Mm-hmm. The separate wiki was always a stupid idea. I'm just gonna point that out. Even before we had separate
we've
tabs,
said
it was
many,
really
many
stupid.
times. Yeah, we've said it many, many times.
It continues to be true.
I just like that, how funny the dialogue is there, like what the Fat Controller says.
Yeah, it
Like,
is
tells
funny.
It is funny.
Like,
It is really
very
funny. I really like the fact that, despite how George Carlin may fuck it up in his narration, I really like the Fat Controller's dialogue at the very end. It's very funny.
Yeah.
Yeah. It like, again, Wizard is some of the, like, best pilot lingo, like, ever.
Yes. It is so fucking good.
I love Harold so
good
much.
book, good story.
Harold's
you want to
great.
move into the rankings?
Yeah, sure.
Alright, so, story first. I think this is a really good story. It's a very iconic story, and it's a great way to end the book. I enjoy Percy. I enjoy Harold. I don't really have many groundbreaking things to really say about the story itself, other than all the stuff that I just said.
Yeah.
So I think I might actually give it a Donald.
Okay.
Hmm.
Okay.
Or, yes, Donald. Okay.
I'd probably say about the same, honestly. I've always really, really loved this one. Like, it was legitimately my favorite episode as a kid. So, like, the episode's really good, the writing in the book's really good, I think the effects in the episode are good, love Percy, love Harold. Honestly, I'd probably say, like, Douglas, I really like this one.
Okay. I'm gonna, at the risk of being a little bit contentious, maybe it's my state of mind right now, but I do have, like, a lot of really fond memories of watching the episode and, like, reading the story as a kid, but I don't necessarily have a particularly strong attachment to it. Not the,
That's fair.
Not that, like, oh my god, it sucks and I hate it! Because, no, it's great. I love it. I love it. It's, like, again, it's another, like I've been saying throughout this book, it especially marks, like, a really distinct turning point in the Rev's prose. And like, it's not like, holy shit, this is the best thing ever.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah.
But, that being said, I'll give it a duck.
So we got
I'll
Duck,
give it
Donald,
a
and
duck.
Douglas.
Got Duck, Donald, and Douglas.
The Kino
Donald and
trio.
Douglas. True.
Well,
True.
I never.
Well, never. Duke and Boko Duck Giff.
So yeah, I actually do have stuff to say along the lines of the things you were just saying a little bit, and I can say them now as part of the book rating. Now that we've, like, ranked the story
Sure.
itself, and it averages out to a Donald. So,
Yeah.
I think I went into this book expecting it to be just kind of a bit middle of the road, because that's kind of how I felt about, like, it's a very good middle of the road,
Yeah.
on the Railway series kind of bell curve. Like, these are this and the next book I was expecting to just kind of feel kind of like, yeah, it's good, and not have very much interesting to say about it. Because,
the fuck, Eight Famous
you know,
Icons?
they're just kind of like a couple of, you know, fairly good books that come right before the books start to ramp up into being super Kino territory. But I was very pleasantly surprised by just how solid this book was. Like, this
Yeah.
didn't feel very middle of the road at all. This felt like actually really good. And I
Yeah.
think, like, all stories are really memorable and really enjoyable. They've all left their mark on Thomas history, which I think is, you know, a testament to that. I think the only thing in my mind that's keeping me from calling it one of the all-time greats is generally just, like, the general fandom perception of how normalized a lot of these stories are, I guess. Like, a lot of the stuff that brings to the table,
Normalized?
even
In
the,
which
like,
sense?
innovations it brings, are very normalized to us, because we just accept this as, like, the status quo. We know about Duck, we
Oh.
know about Percy being with Thomas, we know about Harold. Like, all that's all stuff we already know. That's like, you know, yeah, it's that story. We already know that. We don't need to focus on that.
It's not special
And, like, I
anymore.
think we've-
It's just standard.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and we've talked about that before in some of these other books, where we just kind of looked at them and thought, wow, this is really good, but nobody really talks about these because, you know, we're already just kind of like, well, we already know all the early stories. It's been there, done that. Like, a lot of the stuff
Yeah.
we focus on are the later books, which, you know, definitely do have very, you know, which a lot of the later books do tend to be written better than the earlier books, just because Audrey's prose has evolved. There's a lot more complex themes on display, and we generally, as a fandom, tend to be drawn towards a lot of the more fringe characters, like, you know, Oliver or what have you.
Ballast Spreader.
So, yeah, Ballast Spreader, of course. So, I feel like that's why it's very interesting and difficult to rank this book, because I feel like this is a really, really good book, but in my mind, I'm like, well, it is good, but it's no mainline engines, or it's no Dukes of
Yeah.
Lost engine, you know? Because in my head, I'm thinking about, wow, this is a very simple book covering stuff we already know, so I feel like if I give it a very high number, it's kind of like, you know, it sets a very weird precedent for
Yeah,
later
it's
stuff.
gonna-
If I'm
it's
already
gonna
here, like, being
appear-
like, yeah, Percy the Small Engine, 10 out of 10.
It's gonna appear like, oh, we just blindly rank these with high numbers with no, like, actual critical thought put into it.
Yeah.
Throw back to
And,
James
you
the
know-
Red Engine, where I think one of them got like a 2.
Yes. But you know, I feel like I'm gonna gather my words here for a second. But, like, I went into this expecting it to be somewhere in the middle of the pack, because I didn't think very highly of this book going into it. Just that it was, you know, pretty good, but, you know, not as noteworthy as what would come later. But, like, coming out of it, I feel like this might be one of the sleeper hits from the front half of the series. I think, all things considered, I will give it a duck.
Okay.
I don't know. Like, it's very good.
Yeah.
You know, there will be better things later, but this exceeded my expectations in a way I was very pleasantly surprised with.
I think personally, like, I totally understand where you're coming from with that. I actually went in, like, very excited for this, because I really like all these stories. And for the most part, I was actually kind of struggling to find things to say for most of them. Like, I
mean, that's fair.
really like them. Like, I enjoyed the stories, but, like, I was struggling to think of, like, analytic and interesting things to actually comment on in this particular set
and
of stories.
I feel like... Yeah, and I feel like there's a bit of what I said in that, too. Not to interrupt.
No, go ahead.
Where, like, you know, because it's all so ingrained, all the things in the story are so ingrained in our consciousness as Thomas fans that a lot of this doesn't feel very groundbreaking when we read it, and we're like, oh yeah, I already know that.
Yeah, Duck. There he is.
Yeah.
I guess. He's here
It's
now.
about
That's
fucking
cool.
time, Duck. Yeah, just, you know,
But, like,
I just showed up.
I didn't have a lot of in-depth discussion that I felt like I could bring to the table for this one, but I had fun.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah,
Like,
this was a fun time.
I enjoy all these stories. I love Percy. I love Duck. I love Harold. Like,
Yeah.
it's a lot of really fun stories. Like, the prose is starting to get really good now. And I just had a lot of fun, so I think I'm going to give it a Donald.
Okay. I think I will also give it a Donald, because I don't really know what else I could say that like wouldn't just be basically the same thoughts that have just been expressed, but with slightly different words. Like I've just sort of took a thesaurus to it or whatever.
Get thesaurus, idiot.
Get thesaurus, idiot. Yeah, but no, this is just a really nice book with some very fun and iconic stories in the long-standing Thomas meta, and I think honestly it's pretty underappreciated for what it does bring to the Thomas meta.
Yeah.
Considering, like, you know, you two have brought up how much what it introduces has just been normalized.
Yeah. Like, this is where Duck and Harold come from. This is where Percy becomes, you know, Thomas's buddy. This is how,
Yeah.
you know, I'd say, like, 3/4 of this story are, like, some of the most iconic Thomas stories.
Yeah.
And the other one's just, like, really good.
Yeah. And, like, the third, you know, one of them gets carried because it introduces Duck, but, you know, that's fine. We all love Duck here.
Did everybody just
No.
come here because Duck was in it? Sex sells.
Oh my, that's a fuck off. Now that we've gotten through this book, rather the stories of this book, the story of the book itself doesn't necessarily end there, right? Because, as we established in our episode covering Percy and the Signal, this book was a big turning point for the Railway series.
Yeah.
It was the last one to feature Dalby as illustrator. It was the last one that Johnny Morris narrated on audio.
I think it was just those two, maybe. I don't remember.
I think I'm pretty sure it was just those two. Anyway.
I can go back and look at the notes to check.
It probably really was just those two. Now, of course, Dalby resigned in a huff after this book, because Eric Marriott, bless him, his middlemanning between him and Audrey wasn't quite as effective anymore. He'd been too insulting. So Dalby...
I guess Dalby must have called him Dick Marriott.
This... Dalby had his own little trick up his sleeve, right?
Right.
So I believe it was between the publication of this, between the publication of Four Little Engines and this book, that a book that Dalby had written, titled Tales of Flitterwick Harbour, was published. It is subtitled Stories for Young Children, written and illustrated by C. Reginald Dalby, illustrator of the Audrey Railway series.
That's pretty fucking blatant.
Yeah. So, and you know, Edmund Ward also published it. But, like, thing is, the fact that he could not escape being in the shadow of the Railway series, to where the back of the book also says that you will enjoy the Railway series by the Reverend W. Audrey. It was a bit doomed from the get-go, wasn't it?
Perhaps, yeah.
Fucking Tubby the Tugboat, you know, like, who's he trying to...
The illustrations that I see here
like...
on Google Images do look nice, though.
Yeah, they're like a drastically different style to the Railway series stuff, and I think that's just because it's sort of designed to be on the same page as the text. Instead of it just being the Railway series is, you know, one-page picture, one-page text.
Yeah.
Dalby is...
It's less book that goes in your pocket and more actual storybook.
Actual storybook that you read.
He is not an untalented illustrator.
Yeah,
certainly
he's
is
very
not.
talented, as we've talked about, with his, landscaping and shit. And his very cartoony, takes on all the cars and boats here does look very nice. It's just, when he tried to draw the way Audrey wanted, he came up short.
Yeah. I believe Brian Sibley might have, wrote to Dalby to ask, for, stuff about this. I don't know. But he says, I was sorry to give up as I had become intimately involved with my engines, their characters and personalities, but, like that other famous, quote, artist, end quote, Adolf Hitler, quote, my patience became exhausted, end quote.
Why would he do that?
Who fucking knows?
What's that one fucking meme where it's like, hey, what do you think of this? And then, cartoon character says something unhinged. And then the caption is, why did she say that?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, no, it literally is that, isn't it?
Yeah.
Fred says fuck. Do you have anything else?
Just that, just that this page, in Tank Engine Man also says, I think just before the funny Dalby quote, was, just that, Eric Marriott had to act as a peacemaker between the two, and, justifying Wilbert's seemingly pernickety attitude to an artist who simply did not understand the need for technical accuracy. And as the series progressed, Wilbert kind of found it harder to devise, write, and deliver the next manuscript, and Dalby did not, reject manuscripts like it would be sort of perceived. Just that this book simply was, for him, the end of the line. He had no more interest in doing it. And so begins Wilbert's quest to find a new illustrator for the railroad serials.
To which the need was very quickly met by John T. Kenny, who was the best one. Anyway.
Yes.
Is there a Thomas serial?
No.
I don't think there ever was. There were Thomas Fruit Snacks at one point for calling all engines.
Okay,
And
I've
after
googled
that,
it.
I remember CGI ones.
I've googled it. There's this.
That wasn't the... Oh, shit.
Huh.
Okay, never mind. But... Well, I was using serial, with an S, like serial killer, anyway.
Apparently there was, at least briefly, Thomas serial.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay, sorry, just real quick, something else I've just noticed that I find really, really funny on the back of, the Flitwick Harbor book, is that there is no description of the book itself on the back of the book.
Oh, that's fucked up.
It's just that you will enjoy the Railway series. Here's the Railway series, and it describes the Railway series. This wonderful series tells of the adventures of a family of almost human railway engines and of the fat controller who looks after them. Each book contains 30 delightful full-page pictures by C. Reginald Dalby and is finely produced and bound. If you have not seen these books, then ask your local bookseller to show them to you. He knows them well.
Literally just the back of this book is just telling you to buy the Railway series.
Yeah.
I'm looking at a full cover on Google Images right now, and there, I think on the inside of the dust jacket there is a description of the setting and such.
Yeah.
Which I can barely read because it's very pixelated.
Oh, okay.
But ouch.
Yeah. Ouch indeed. Shit, man.
Maybe if we ever make a Patreon, we can have
4 and 6 each.
Flitter.
Crazy.
Huh? What?
Less than £1 for those books back in the day. That's crazy.
That's crazy. Maybe if we make a Patreon, we can fucking do stories from these as stretch goals. I don't fucking know.
Yeah.
That's not how Patreon works. I'm thinking of Kickstarter.
If we do a Patreon, then we'll do stupid episodes.
Yeah, that's where we'll fucking, I don't know. The Patreon sounds like a good way to do a bunch of stupid stuff, but I don't have the energy to set up finance right now, so that's
Yeah, me
a
neither.
conversation for the future.
Yeah.
Um.
We'll
Anyway,
figure
this
it
has
out.
been Percy the Small Engine.
It has.
It has very much been Percy the Small Engine.
And next episode,
Yeah.
it will not be.
No,
No,
it will not
it
be.
will not be.
Next episode, we'll begin our coverage of the 8 famous engines. Funnily enough, starting with the story about Percy.
I think you mean the 6th story of Percy the Small Engine?
Fuck.
Or 5th.
What the fuck do you mean 6?
6?
What's the one story we're missing between those two?
Percy and the Trousers.
Oh, fuck. Well, anyway,
The secret 5th story of Percy the Small Engine, Percy Takes the Plunge.
that's it. So I hope you look forward to seeing those episodes next year. We're at the end of the year already. Wow.
Crazy.
Yeah. I hope this comes out within 2023, because otherwise we have a very hard deadline to get all our episodes out this month, because I am very shortly after Christmas going to be traveling with my family to Japan, and we're going to be there until like mid to late January, and that is not conditions conducive to running and or recording a podcast. So 8 famous engines, probably gonna happen sometime around like February or March, maybe, depending on how things work out. We'll see. I don't know.
If anything changes, make sure to keep an eye on the Twitter account so I can let you know.
Yeah,
Yes.
or join the Discord.
Join the Discord! Join the Discord,
Yeah.
and when you do, send me pictures of your cats.
Yeah. But this has been a fun year for book club.
Yeah.
It has.
We managed to get more episodes done than we did last year, so I call that a win.
Yeah.
Even if it's only by 1, that still counts. Fuck you. It's
the way she
been
goes.
it's been an interesting experience, but I feel like we've done a very good job bringing it back, and I hope we can continue to keep doing stuff next year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're having a lot of fun.
Yeah.
And incidentally, a very Merry Christmas to all of you at home.
Yeah.
Yes,
Merry
Uh,
Christmas.
Merry- Merry Christmas, bee bob. I just watched.
Merry celebration of choice here.
Yeah, happy,
And
happy
have a
Hanukkah, happy
New
Kwanzaa,
Year.
happy.
Have a delightful Diwali, a cracking Kwanzaa.
There's like a Star Trek comic, I think,
Yeah.
where the Enterprise runs into a bunch of Grinch aliens that try to steal Christmas.
That's fantastic.
That sounds fucking
It
amazing.
is. There's not very many Christmas specials in Star Trek because it's a it was conceived as a very a-religious show, but that changed as time went on. But I really wish they did, if only because it would be very, very funny.
Yeah.
What the fuck am I gonna say? I was gonna say something. and then I
You're gonna say
forgot.
bye-bye.
Oh, that's
Yeah, we
true.
were gonna say
Bye-bye.
goodbye.
Bye-bye.
See ya next year.
Bye-bye.
See ya. See ya.
Yay.
Bye. Boop, beep, boop.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Da-da-da-da. Da-da-da-da. Da-da-da-da.